We just got here at Wilwood to check out some new stuff, pick up some stuff that we have to get. Got a meeting with some of the guys, show us around this place, see how cool it is. Oh, hey guys.
What's up?
Hi, how are you?
How are you, man?
Hey. Good to see you again.
How are you?
Hey, good to see you guys.
Yeah, you want to go for a quick tour?
Yeah.
I don't know how quick it's going to be, though.
Well, it looks like a massive building, so.
And you take these. So we've got two buildings. This is the primary building that we've been in for about, you can come on out this way. So this is the building that we've been in for probably 20 years. And right there was the middle of the building. Like literally this wall.
Oh.
And that gives you a good idea of exactly where we're going. So we're not going to go in exact order, but this is all just quality control. That's all they do is inspect parts. We've got literally a whole team. That's all they do for 2 shifts. Just looking for any faults. That means anything that's been machined, anything that comes in, we got to make sure it's all checked.
Yeah.
So this is a lot of staging and planning. So this guy, all he does is takes raw product along with tooling and puts it together and then goes and gets it all machined.
All there.
So this is where all the primary machining is done.
Louder over here.
A lot louder.
Metal shaving.
Lots of shaving.
All the primary machining.
All the primary machining on all the calipers.
Pretty rad machine.
All the machines have this size caliper.
Is this why we have to wear the safety glasses?
Yeah.
See the Bridgeport mills everywhere. Sick. I just love the old machinery.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So a lot of it.
That stuff's cool to me, the old machinery.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna go over to the R&D lab, and that's where all the cool stuff is.
Yeah.
This
Look at that. Quality.
We make all of our brackets out of 6061 plate. They get all this tooling set up into these machines, and that's all they do is make brackets. This machine does nothing but make all of our hubs, these 2 machines.
What? Alright, so this is the raw.
That's the raw forging.
And that's everything else?
And this one forging will make up to about 140 hubs right now.
Really?
Check it out. You'll trip out. Oh. Wow. So this hub is made on 2 operations. It does all the turn work and then it does the mill work. Then they flip it over, it does all the turn work and all the mill work. That's it.
Wow.
It used to be 5 steps.
Wow.
So we have a whole crew that does nothing but all of our recycling. So all those chips, all the plate, everything. We did a story about 5 years ago, and one of the cameramen asked us exactly how many chips we go through.
Yeah.
20,000 pounds
What?
of just aluminum chips put into bullets that are recycled back into our forgings.
Wow.
Crazy. Super.
For a truck, you said?
Yeah, this is gonna be for like a 15 or 16 inch rotor on a truck.
That's cool.
And it starts off as a raw forging. So like here's a typical forging for a hat.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't make them out of forgings, they make them out of a billet. But a forging's way stronger. It'll come out the same way. But instead of the grain structure being straight, it's a net forging, so it's a lot more dense. Okay. I mean, anything forged, you know, is way better. Yeah. So here's an example.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, that's real.
So check out the weight difference in that.
Oh yeah.
So this one part may make up to 20 different hats. This building, everything I'm going to show you, including the other building, you know, we have another building.
Yeah.
It all used to be here.
Really? Everything.
It was a mess. Wow. And it wasn't a mess.
This place is huge.
It was pretty organized, but like every morning they had to take between 20 to 60 pallets and put them all outside.
Yeah.
Because it would be just shoved every night, filled with pallets. This is 100,000 square feet, so that's 50 and this is 50. Now this is where most of all the raw goods go. So stuff that's gonna get machined, anything that comes in, like we don't make the brake pads here, it's our formulations. But when they come in, they go over and get inspected, make sure they're made right. Then we put them on our dyno and test them. So if it's a larger batch, we'll do that.
Gotcha.
A lot of times we might have a project where we've got to start with a billet.
A big, solid chunk.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Lots of material. Another thing that people trip out on is some of our lower run calipers, and miscellaneous items for that matter, we still make them out of an extrusion. So we have them extruded to the shape of the caliper, then cut into billets, and then we machine those.
Wow.
So if it's a lower volume caliper or something that doesn't have as big of a deal as far as strength, you know, like a lot of drag race calipers, we might do a little single piston floating caliper and it's a very low quantity. So we'll make them out of an extrusion still.
Wow, so that's pretty rad. These are a bit bigger.
That's cool.
It's easier to see that.
That's when we were doing
cool.
what's called a Dynapro 6, and then we realized we were selling so many, we turned it into a forging. So this machine is not running, but it's the bomb diggity machine.
Yeah?
So it's called the Link Dyno, and it's a dynamometer that does nothing but test brakes. So a lot of the OEs that we work with, we used to send it out, but now we can do it in-house. So we had this thing installed about 4 years ago, and it's totally made its money worth.
So how does it test them?
So right now, they're probably just trying out some different brake pads. So it has all kinds of data acquisition, applies force to it through the computer. So you can even tell it to go to like a racetrack and say, do button willow, 2 laps, button willow in reverse.
Wow, that's cool. So
and you could give it like parameters, like a 3,200 pound car. After that, you can't give it too much more than that. You could say it's rear wheel drive, but it'll go through and do a whole lap at that track.
Wow, it just simulates that. That's really cool.
The thing that's crazy is there's 2 big electric motors, and then there's flywheels in here. You can't really see them.
Yeah, I can kind of see them.
Well, we add those together to get up to 20,000 pounds, so we can test up to like the military stuff that we do.
Yeah, big truck.
Yeah. Now the old school one that we still use, but we only use it for bedding brake pads, is this one. This one is like for just bedding and brake pads. So it used to be our dyno. It runs off natural gas, just a 350 small block.
This is rad. This is the coolest thing to me. So far, this is the coolest thing I've seen here. It's just a motor that turns.
And all it does is, if the thing was running, like you can't even be standing in here.
The radiator. Oh, really? Oh, just like straight header, pretty much.
It even has to get smog
No way.
tested, yeah.
California.
Yeah.
Welcome to California.
Kind of crazy, huh?
All right, this is cool. Yeah, I enjoy this. Yeah, this is a really rad machine.
So yeah, all we do now with this machine, because we can't really get too much data off of it. You know what? Gosh, this machine's probably 35 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that motor is for sure.
Yeah, that engine's probably 4 years old. And it probably runs 6 hours a week. So
crazy.
we bed the brake pads to the rotors. So like race teams don't have to go out and do that. You don't want to have a race car guy go out and, hey Ken, you got to go freaking bed your brakes in. He'd be like, what? No, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I got time
Straight
for
off
that.
the first turn.
This has become an area that we do all of our getting ready for shows, storage. Like at SEMA, I'll set up the whole entire booth here and get it ready. A lot of different vehicles we're working on. We do all of our filming over in this area. Park our truck and trailer here. We've got another truck and trailer as well, but it's out. But let's go look down in R&D. You're gonna like this. So everything that's checkerboard, there's no production.
Gotcha.
So this is only for R&D. So this is what our engineering staff comes down to work on cars. Like right now we've got this Superformance slab side Cobra. We've been going through doing a bunch of work on it.
It's a cool car.
So the owner of the company, Bill Wood, he's a big Miata guy.
Me too. So am I. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a big fan of Miatas too.
Check that thing out. So it's a 3.5 liter Chevy V6 in it.
What? From what? A Camaro?
Yeah.
See, I've seen this, not in a Miata, but I've seen guys do this in like the Lotuses and stuff for Time Attack. And I was like, what? You took a V6 out of a Chevy Camaro? Like, yeah, and it was so fast and it ripped.
We totally wanted to do an LS, but Bill's like,
No,
I don't want that much. And power to weight, the thing makes like 300 horsepower.
Yeah.
Stock.
It's insane.
Dude, this car is like a little rocket.
Yeah, I really would like
And
to
the
drive
power
this.
band is like this.
It's
It's not like this. It's like that.
Super linear.
It just keeps going. It's a pretty badass little car.
So, you guys should comment below if you should let Bill Wood let me drive this car.
So then here's another one of his cars. He's got another 2016 Miata as well. But this is it used to be Chump Car, now it's Champ Car.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going out to Thunder Hill in 2 weeks to race this thing.
Awesome. They got a big team? I'm sure of it.
We got about 6 guys on this team.
How many hours does that race?
I want to say that this one's 8 hours on Saturday.
8 hours?
8 hour.
Wow, this is really nice for a Champ Car.
Last Friday they went out and did a bunch of testing for ABS on this car. So we've been doing a lot of testing for all that.
Testing all the ABS?
Yeah.
That's a wicked strut car.
So more test equipment.
What? Can we borrow this for a gaming rig? That's what it looks like.
I know, it totally looks like those little drift things that you guys are always
Sweet. So what do you test here? Just a pedal box?
So
or?
right now they're doing some different master cylinder testing.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a room that does nothing but test master cylinders, but this one we're doing the testing to get like a real accurate pedal feel for some different seals that we've tried out. So like I said, that's all we really do down here. We make all of our own test equipment. When we go to the other building, you'll see like these testers in action. With a lot of aftermarket companies, they send their tooling out and have someone else make the tooling, then it comes in, then they put it in their machine and they have to work with a tooling company to make it work. But we don't do that. So if we like make a new caliper, the engineer that designed the caliper also designs the tooling for the machine. So it's all under one house.
Yeah.
So that's what these guys do.
Wow.
So they're gone for the night?
No, they're not.
Oh. Well, what, you gotta be making something
he's
for
not
me, Louie.
gone.
Yeah, I got to get some screws.
He's going for the extra hours.
Yeah, what are you making right now?
Some test fixtures.
Oh. So that's exactly what he's doing. He's making test fixtures for something.
That's another one there.
So that's all Louie does.
Yeah.
And like at SEMA time, if I'm like, I want this little tiny thing made to hold 50 different cards on a display, I'll get with his boss. He draws it up, and then he says, what material do you want it out of? And I'll say titanium, and he says, no, you get aluminum. And then they make it for me.
Titanium, no,
Yeah.
aluminum. All right.
This Bridgeport, when I first started at Wilwood, 16 years ago, I went into a room and I saw this thing and it was beat to snot. Like the bed was broken, it was a mess. And I was like, whose Bridgeport is that? Because I used to use a Bridgeport all the time at my body shop, and they're like, oh, that's Bill Wood's Bridgeport. So like probably 5 years ago, we had it fully restored for him and then brought it in here.
It's rad.
So this is the first Wilwood piece of equipment. Wow. He used
This is
to
where
run
it
this
started?
in his garage. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of this building. I think if we go to the other building, you're going to be like, what? Because there's some cool stuff over there.
All right, let's do it.
In this building, what's going on is, let's say that the caliper was made. It's been all machined, deburred, and it's ready for anodize. So it's going to come over and get anodized. But we'll go out of sequence a little bit. You guys notice like a lot of our parts are black.
Yeah.
So the rotors come, they're black.
Mhm.
Well, it's all E-coat.
Ah.
And we do that in-house. So that's what these fixtures do. And the guys are staging everything over here to do it. Motorcycle rotors, 13-inch, 1.25-inch rotors. So these tanks do nothing but steel. So that's what these are all prepped for. And then these tanks do nothing but aluminum. So brackets, parking brake brackets. You can see some of the brackets that have already been done.
Mm-hmm.
And just like all the tooling, we make all this tooling in-house. These are the rinse tanks. But this tank, it has the E-coat in it, and it's electronically charged onto the part.
Gotcha.
So that it comes down, they put it into its paint, water-based paint, and then it's electronically charged onto it. So what these guys have done is they've masked off any of the areas that can have powder coat. Then they'll hang this just like this. And he's in there powder coating right now. So these are all getting ready to go into the oven. That's why it has that dull finish.
Yeah.
So he's getting ready to tape all this off and getting ready. It's one of our truck calipers. Oh, and he's got a bunch of them already done.
Yeah, that's a ton.
Every single caliper is done that way.
Woo!
This is like the new greatest thing at Wilwood is we do all of our anodizing in-house.
Anodized everything.
And it's all type 3 hard clear anodized. So the clear, when it's hard, comes out that greenish, grayish color. And you're gonna trip out on this, and I don't remember exactly why, but all of this material, including the nuts and bolts and spacers, it's all titanium.
Really?
Because it doesn't conduct like the aluminum does.
Huh.
So this doesn't go into the bath, but you can see how it starts to wear out the aluminum.
Yeah.
Well, the titanium doesn't. So all the fixtures you see when we walk through here, it's all titanium.
Wow. That's expensive.
This is the new forged Dynamite. This is like the bread and butter caliper of Wilwood.
Yeah.
We sell hundreds of those a day. So these are all the different tanks.
So just a hot tub. You just hop in there, relax. That's where you guys relax at the end of the day.
It's actually not hot, it's cold.
That one looks hot.
Funny story about this, but the guy that runs all this, he was super struggling in Oxnard, doing his own anodizing, couldn't keep up. So we found out because we were getting stuff done from him, right? But he's like, I can't do the quantities you guys need. Well, we were like, you know, we got to bring that in-house. So when we acquired this building, we realized that this room was already like set up for the previous company.
Oh yeah.
They did batteries and stuff, and that's where they stored them. So this room was already like pre-set up. So we're like, what if you just stop struggling and make the same amount of money and freaking you do it for us, and you don't have to worry about all the other crap.
Yeah.
So he fully had all this designed. It basically draws all of the chemical through in here, and it turns it into a dry powder.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wow.
So this back building is 40,000 square feet, and then this front building is 60.
Wow. It just keeps going, Jamie. It just keeps going on.
We have 2 crews. We've got an AM and a PM, and they used to work 6 days a week. Now it's just 5 days a week. But dude, it's like, they work till 11:30, and you come in the morning and you're like, what? There's this pallet. It's like freaking Christmas morning, dude.
Dang.
Yeah, so these guys have been at work for like an hour and a half. That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
Chill.
The porcelain valve, everybody's seen these.
Mm-hmm.
So we start off as a forging, then we E-coat it. Real common caliper that everybody in Formula Drift runs is that Dynapro 6. Big arrow-like calipers. And then these guys pretty much do nothing but OEM. So like all the test equipment.
OEM stuff? Yeah, just replacements?
Yeah, so like that's probably a rear caliper, parking brake caliper for like John Deere.
Oh, gotcha.
So everything's, it's got to be completely 100% tested before it leaves. So you're gonna think that this is light.
Oh, that's actually pretty. Got some weight to it.
So guess what? It's a cast iron steel, and these go in windmills.
Windmill?
Yeah, the big windmills like out in India.
What?
That's what it goes on. They're air actuated. So we can't do a test with brake fluid, of course. So we do it with compressed air, and we call it a leak down. So it's just like checking the cylinder. So it does a leak down, it holds it for a certain amount of time, and then it tells you if it's good or bad. But this starts all the stuff that gets picked in order to be shipped.
So we're in another wing.
Another place.
And this is
This is warehouse 3.
Pick stuff off of the shelf to assemble it.
And then the way that we do it is maybe it's a brake kit, and one of the sub-assembly parts is this caliper. Well, this caliper will have a location, so then the guy that picks it knows exactly where to go get it.
Gotcha.
And at some point, it's all going to be barcode.
Wow.
So this is nothing but calipers. Rotors are always on the ground.